Hi everybody and welcome back to a new video on Hcmc. This time it is clearly Sunday, so we are definitely going to be looking into the technical side of how Hcmc has been moving, giving some of my thoughts on what could happen in this next upcoming week starting tomorrow. But on top of that, we do have a few other important and exciting things to look at, starting off with this article from Microcap Daily, which I'm sure you may have heard of. But yeah, we are definitely going to look into that and much more in this video. Again, we are publishing two videos tonight, hopefully on Hcmc. This one is more on the technical side, so you guys can assume what is coming up in this video. The second one, we are hopefully going to be looking at the institutional ownership on Hcmc, looking at who actually owns this business and what this means for us as investors. Again, if I do not publish that tonight, I will publish it tomorrow, so expect that in the next 1 to 2 days. And yeah, now we're just going to jump into this one. Remember though, I am not a financial advisor, but if you do enjoy what I do say, if you like hearing my opinions, make sure to press that subscription button. It's the little red button, as I'm sure you will know. We're trying to push up to 13,000 right now. Thank you for all the support so far. You can follow me over on Twitter, that is at N2S Finance, link is in the description. I post articles on our website called marcus-daily.com. You guys will know I also do give updates on Twitter when I do write a new article for there, so again, it's another reason to follow me on Twitter as well. But now that I have said all of that, we're going to jump into the video and have a look at Hcmc, and we're going to start off on the share price of Hcmc, what we have seen in the last week, why, and obviously what we could expect in the next week. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys to death with this one really, because we have covered it quite a lot in the past week. But yeah, looking at Hcmc very quickly, one thing that we can tell in the past 5 days, we had that downtrend, as you can see really on the 1 month. This brought us from, late July the 23rd, all the way down to the July the 26th date. We saw the share price decrease massively, and this is due to the motion to dismiss actually being granted about the lawsuit, regarding the lawsuit. Fortunately for us, it isn't really as bad as it seems, as there is still 14 days from July the 26th for Hcmc to file a motion to leave or a further amended complaint, which they do intend to do by the deadline. So two things are becoming apparent right now. One, the case is not over. We knew that anyway. We've discussed that on the channel before. But the second thing is that the date for Hcmc actually amending this claim is coming closer and closer as time does go on. So I definitely think that people are in anticipation of that coming up into the next week, and I think that definitely could fuel another rise in price. I know that a lot of people did get out of Hcmc where we saw this big dip and this potentially bad news. A lot of people did kind of take it in the wrong way, which is fine. One thing that we saw is a quick recovery in share price. We were previously sat at levels between 0.0009 and 0.0008 anyway, and on Friday, as you can tell very clearly, we actually came back up to the 0.0008 level anyway, so we basically remained where we were at the start of the week by the end of the week, which really is fantastic in my opinion, and it really was quite a strong recovery for Hcmc, as we definitely have touched levels where we are right now quite a bit previously, so I'm not too concerned about where the share price is. Ideally, I would like to see this one get back to 0.0010. If we can get back to the double zeros instead of the triple zeros, I think it will reinstall a lot of people's confidence, but I think it is also a good level of support that we have found in the past. But regardless, I personally do think Hcmc does have a high likelihood of remaining stable in the level that we currently are sat on, and if that is the case, fantastic. I think a lot of people are pumped up about Hcmc going into this week, and I think this article does go on to discuss this in a bit more detail. So we can see down here, Healthier Choices Management Corp basically has a potential for a major run in the works as they prepare themselves for the exhibit that proves that the IQS device does not combust. So this is clearly regarding the lawsuit, and this information is coming from Microcap Daily, but let's have a look at this article in a bit deeper level and understand what it means. So clearly we can see that Microcap Daily do have a strong sentiment on Hcmc. The article does go on to say Hcmc is easily amongst the most exciting small cap stocks that we have seen in the past few months. They have over 400,000 shareholders. We knew this most recently. The article then does go on to speak about where the share price has been set. We can see it fell down all the way to 0.0004, but fortunately it has seen strong support levels, and we have made it all the way back up to 0.0065 in the highs, and obviously we have been fluctuating ever since. We haven't really made it back up there though, but we have definitely seen those highs in the past, and it really is quite a good thing to see that Hcmc can rise that high. Because one thing that I always hear as an argument from bears is that Hcmc has too many shares out there. The outstanding share number is too large to see any movement in share price, and actually that actually just completely defeats the whole argument, because we have seen the price move as high as 0.0065 in the past without any real changes to the share structure. So clearly the share price definitely can move under its own momentum. But basically the article goes on to speak about Hcmc and what it does fundamentally and how the company is expanding. We can see how the company looks at a glance and where they are at the moment, and it goes on to speak about how their revenue was for last year. But ultimately, one thing that we can decipher from the article is that they believe that Hcmc does have a potential to see big movement in the future. They go on down here to basically speak about how Cozen O'Connor is representing Hcmc, as we did know in the past, but then it goes on to speak about the chance that whilst PM did actually have their motion to dismiss granted, there is still time for Hcmc to actually amend their claim, and that is definitely what they intend to do, as we found out earlier on. Now, one thing that we have seen as well is not really much trend in Hcmc at all. The share price hasn't really been doing anything, and one thing we can see down here is speaking about how the volume actually topped $20 million on Wednesday alone. So really a lot of movement is going to share price, and it definitely is making up swift moves in the charts. And I definitely think that this is bullish on its own. I think the move that we saw from lows of 0.0004 all the way up to the 0.0009 or 8 range where we are right now really is strong as well. But the amount of movement and the amount of investment that we have seen into Hcmc, the amount of volume recently, it shows a very strong interest, as you guys definitely can tell. Now, in our last technical analysis video, I believe it was, we looked at how much volume was going into Hcmc and how many big buys there were for Friday. And again, this makes me a little bit more bullish on Hcmc. And I already am very bullish, but I think this is another positive thing. We're seeing more and more big buys, so clearly people definitely are buying shares. Again, very soon we are going to look at the institutions that own this company, but I think it all does point to a lot of interest being there with Hcmc. I think going forwards, this date where we could have the judge actually look at this and Hcmc can amend their claim, if this does allow the case to carry on, I think this really could be very bullish news for Hcmc, and it definitely could allow us to see a rise in share price. One thing that we know is a lot of people have definitely utilized that dip, and I think this has allowed the share price to remain stable in the level where we are right now. But going forwards into next week, yes, I definitely do anticipate some more growth. I think that would be lovely to see, and if we can make it all the way up to 0.0010, that would be a very comfortable level for Hcmc, as we have found ourselves at a support there many times in the past. So I do believe it is true, Hcmc definitely could be looking at a big move coming soon potentially. Clearly Microcap Daily think it is possible. I think that there is some potential for it as well, but do remember, I am not a financial advisor. I think that you definitely should do your own research and come up with your own opinions. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.